What's up, people? This is The Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on YouTube at The Vinyl Casket, all one word, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much, much more. Remember, we're also The Vinyl Casket now on Twitch. That being said, this is our weekly comic book review. Every Wednesday, we pick up the books. We read the books. We bag and board them, take pictures in the light box for the Instagram Vinyl Casket Comics. Still working on it if I want to change that name. And little write-ups over there about each book, gearing you towards more interesting content here on the review, where we sit down and we talk about it. Okay? We go Indies, Marvel, DC. We rate them 1 through 10 every single week. There's a playlist of weekly comic book reviews, all dated in the playlist on the channel. We're going to start off real strong with something. You can also check out the channel for my trailer reactions, as well as we talk about wrestling every once in a while. We do watch-alongs when I have a chance. We do movie and TV and manga reviews. I don't think I have anything close up on the pipeline that is close to being finished enough for a review. So when I get close enough, I will let you guys know when there's a review around the corner. I just watched Renfield. You can check out the review for that. But we're going to start off real strong with our comics. We have Indies. We're starting off with Dynamite with issue 4 of Disney's Darkwing Duck. If you don't know, somehow Dynamite Comics has acquired the right to certain Disney licenses around like the DC Afternoon, I keep saying DC, Disney Afternoon, Disney Villains kind of franchises. So we have Darkwing Duck. This is a variant cover. Really like this cover. This is the return of Darkwing out of his retirement. He tried for like 2 issues now. He's tried to be retired. Gave it up. Well, he couldn't do it anymore. His big happy family has pushed him to get to this point, and he reacquired at the end. He is trying to reacquire his best buddy, Launchpad McQuack. Really solid issue. The series has been so much fun. If you're a fan of DuckTales, Quack Pack, Darkwing, even Tailspin, I would highly suggest picking this up. It's a really solid series so far, and with the way the Dynamite's really doing this, it seems like this could go on for a while. And it's going on the original Darkwing DuckTales mythology, not the new mythology of Darkwing Duck from the new DuckTales, but the original. So it's really good. It's really interesting, and I'm loving it. Out of 10, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. I'm going to give it a 7.5. We're going to move on to Boom Studios with issue 14, variant cover of House of Slaughter, a series that I had originally dropped, skipped on the second storyline, back on the third storyline. We're with Jace again, and I have been loving it. We didn't get to really see much of this character, which I was hoping we were going to in this issue because she was a variant, but we didn't. But Jolie, is that her name? We got to see really interesting character dynamic between her and, I believe his name is Jace. Could be wrong, but he is the character that has that on again, off again relationship, the weird relationship with Aaron Slaughter, but he doesn't know that Aaron's dead, which is interesting, who died in the first 15 issues of Something's Killing Children. Aaron dies. Spoiler alert. So the first storyline of House of Slaughter is his relationship with Aaron, so he has no idea now. But him trying to get this kid out of the butcher's house is interesting. Really good story, really good art. I'm really liking the direction. I like how we have 2 storylines. We have the Something's Killing the Children storyline, and then this storyline, overlapping characters and building towards each other. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. We're gonna move on to another Boom Studios title, 107 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Green is evil again. Matt has been corrupted. Jason's involved, but he doesn't have powers. We get out a lot of information about Dark Spectre coming back through Alpha 1. A lot of cool information in this. A lot of people questioning themselves. Basically, you just have Billy and Tommy as the White and Blue Rangers defending Earth, while the rest of the Rangers don't realize that they're being distracted. Zed has a morpher ability, and he's going after Mistress Vile. Really interesting stuff happening. Really solid series. Really solid direction of this issue. I can't wait to see where they go further with this. I'm really hoping that we get Zeo or Turbo or we already got hints of the In Space Rangers previously, so I'm just hoping that something comes out of this. I also watched the TV special. Oh, I could do a review of the TV special. Always and Forever. I could do that. Besides, though, yes, awesome series. Gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Moving on to Image Comic Books, we have issue 2 of No One, variant cover. That was also a variant cover of Power Rangers. This is a sick cover, and we actually get to see No One a little bit more in this issue. It's like a slow true crime detective novel. The pacing is a little slow, heavy on the details, heavy on the dialogue. A lot of mental game being played here, a lot of back and forth, and I like it. You don't know what's going to happen. It's not very predictable, which is good. You can't really read these characters yet. So that's awesome. I hate when you're only 2 issues in and you know what's going to happen. Really solid series. I'm going to give it a 6.5 just because it is kind of a slow burn. Moving on to another title in the same universe in Image. If you didn't know, No One is part of the Supermassiverse. You got Rogue Sun. This is issue 12. Well, 12 issues in, that's crazy. This is the main A cover. I forget this guy's name. Hellbent? I think his name's Hellbent. Something like that. We finally get to get a full-on fight against him, but our main character Dylan couldn't do it. He had to give up the powers to the mentor, the spiritual mentor that he's been working with. With the end of the issue, basically tricked him into doing it. Knew that he would agree for the help without his dad around. Knew that he would be put in a predicament where he couldn't handle it, and he'd give him reign of his body, and that he could just take control and not give it back. So I feel like this has been a whole setup. Very upset because Dylan came to a huge revelation. He's really been pushing himself as Rogue Sun, but he hasn't been able to really hit the nail on the head. And then this issue was just like, oh, I got it. Things clicked, and then the opportunity is taken away from him. So hopefully he fights back and finds a way to get his powers back from this guy, and he's get out of the spirit world. Hopefully he runs into his dad. That would be really cool. But awesome issue. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Moving on to Marvel, we have issue 12 as well of She-Hulk. If you know, I've only been getting the A covers of She-Hulk. They've been great. It's been the same artist since the first issue. This is Legacy Landmark. This is 175. And this was a good issue. The book club issue. You start off with you have some Fantastic Four stuff going on here with the criminal that beat up She-Hulk from the last issue. We get a run-in with him. We get her going batshit crazy with clients finally, which is really cool. And Jack of Hearts is not pursuing poetry anymore. Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff happened in this issue, but the best part was the book club. The book club was awesome. I really loved that scene, that special. It was not part of the main story. It was a second anniversary story, included in this, and it was really good. It was a whole story about their book club with who do you got in that? You have Wasp, you had not Hellcat. Is it Hellcat? Patsy, whatever is Hellcat. So Hellcat, Wasp, Invisible Woman, Volcania, the Daughters of the Dragon, and I believe that's it. That was a really cool thing that happened on, and at the end, Captain America was like, "Oh, I need you guys. I love this book." So that was really cool. That was a really interesting story. You also get to see Invisible Woman's kids, which is really cool. I love this issue, both parts of it. I'm gonna give it a 8.5. I think so. It was a really killer issue. Moving on to issue 24 of Amazing Spider-Man. Awesome variant cover. This issue, we get the conclusion of how Spider-Man got back, how he stole stuff from the Fantastic Four and outsmarted Johnny Storm, how he which is interesting because he's like had interaction with them in the current timeline. This is set in the past, like a year before. So he brings the parts to Norman Osborn, works to Norman Osborn. Miss Marvel witnesses what's going on in Jersey because he gets an abandoned factory in Jersey, which explains why Miss Marvel's been involved since the beginning. So that was really cool. All of that was cool. And then the explanation of Spider-Man getting sent out of this world and spending like a couple months to get back there, and it being like 10 years in this world where she has like kids that are like 8 or 9, blew my mind. I guess it makes sense, but it was really annoying. I'm gonna give this issue a 7, a strong 7 though. Moving on to DC, we have issue 797. Oh, we're getting down 3 issues to go of The Flash cardstock cover. Awesome issue. Love this. Dude, I'm just pumped. I'm pumped. So Wallace is supposed to babysit Wally's kids, and we get they get sent to this dimension where the super kids are supposed to be their villain. They're in like the weird future where they sent this guy that they fought before. You see Dr. Nightmare again, stuff like that. Reverse Garrod was cool. Stuff like that. Really cool. Super, what was it? What's that? Super Sons, John Kent and Damian Wayne as the Super Sons team up with these kids from a different dimension, so those two things link up and they become the Super Kids. That was really cool. It was Wally's 2 kids and Animal Man's kid, so that was a really cool issue. Just the whole issue was just that. It was a lot of fun, really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. And then the final issue of the week was issue 103 of Nightwing. Awesome variant cover, super cool. Dawn of DC up here. I love this, dude. We're still dealing with hell, and somehow something happens to Dick Grayson in this issue that he gets like weird powers. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Really cool issue. Really cool stuff happens. I don't want to spoil this book because I think everyone should read it. This run has been amazing. It's been Tom Taylor. So if you don't know, Tom Taylor is a guy that I normally would say his one thing is that he does really cool mini events. Elseworld titles like Deceased and Knights of Steel, stuff like that, right? I believe he did Injustice. Like, that's his like shtick. He's been writing this and it's been phenomenal. Get his run, get into it. It's awesome. Didn't even realize he's wearing a leather jacket and he's doing the Superman button thing. That's sick. 8.5 out of 10. So quickly, this video is going a lot longer than I wanted to. We'll do our top 5 very quickly. Yeah, that's 3. Oh, God. Okay. We will go with number 5 is gonna be House of Slaughter. Number 4 will be Darkwing. Flash is number 3. She-Hulk is number 4. 3, 2, 1. I said that backwards. Remember, guys, every week we do comic book reviews. I know I'm a day late and $1 short on this one. I had a migraine last night. Was done with the books. Were bagged and boarded. My photos ready to go on Instagram, but I just did not have the mental capacity to sit down and do this video with you guys, because by the time I woke up from a nap, it was way too late. I had overtime this morning. So, check out the Vinyl Casket, all one word, over on YouTube. I will really appreciate it. You can subscribe, like, and comment over there. There's a plethora of content going up every single week. Just please hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me. Even if you don't want to, get in the comments, say something. Let me know how your day's going, what you're reading, what you want me to check out, trailer reactions, anything you can think of. If you get in the comments, I will respond. Thank you guys so much. And remember to do me a massive favor. I need you to stay lame.